Let's talk about one more option dealing with worksheets as a whole. Let's talk about moving and copying sheets. So we've seen renaming sheets, adding sheets, and deleting sheets. But what about moving the order of sheets or copying a sheet? Maybe I need an exact duplicate of the monthly budget because this one is for 2019. 2020 is quickly approaching. It'll be here before we know it. And it may already be here depending on when you watch this video. But now I need to create a whole new sheet that's just for 2020. So I need to copy this thing. Well, there's some really simple techniques that you can use here to reorder or move sheets as well as copy sheets. Take a look. So first, moving sheets. I've only got 2 sheets in here, so let's quickly add a couple more sheets. I'm just going to hit the plus sign a few times here. So now I got 5, 6, 7, and 4. Well, you know what? Let's just use that as the example right there. I want to reorder those sheets. Number 4 should go before number 5. Every time I hit that plus sign, it added it right to the left of that sheet. So here, I'll just click on number 4 just to activate that sheet. And I'm just going to left click and drag it. You see that little diamond or that little upside down triangle? It's following me around there. So I will keep an eye on that. I'm going to drag it all the way to the left of sheet 5 and I'll let go. And I've now reordered the sheets. Really simple. Left click the sheet tab, just drag it to where you want to place that tab. Now, that's moving. That literally moves that sheet in the order of your sheets at the bottom of your screen. You can also copy sheets. I decide that monthly budget, this is 2019, I need to create a copy of that for 2020. Well, you saw if we just drag it, that just moves it. Well, let's put that back. If I hold down the control key, I'm going to hold down the control key on my keyboard, and then I'm going to drag it. And there's one little difference. I still got that upside down triangle, but if you look at my mouse cursor, I'll move it up here towards the top. See how it's got that little piece of paper with the plus sign on it? That plus sign means I'm going to copy it. So when I let go, I've now got a copy of monthly budget. And it's monthly budget number 2, because you can't have 2 sheets named the same thing. So they give it a little index number, a little number just to identify it. Number 2. So it's just control, drag, drop, and you've now got your copy of the worksheet. That's simple. I like shortcuts again. Just click and drag, left click, or left click and drag. Hold down the control key, drag to copy it, let go, you get a new copy of it. Right click, delete them. I'm just going to get rid of these 2 copies that we created here. Don't need them, don't want them. Get rid of them. Just as a side note, this is great if you're within the one workbook and you just want to move sheets within here. Now you want to create copies within here. Just drag them, control drag them to copy them. But what if you wanted to move a sheet to another workbook, right? This is my monthly budget.xlsx workbook. What if I want to create a copy or move the monthly budget to a completely different Excel file, right? Well, how would I do that? Well, if you right click, I right click the monthly budget tab, there's an option in here for move or copy. So if I go to there, we've got a few options. The first one is, well, where do you want to move or copy the sheets to? Well, you can keep it inside of the active workbook, in this case, monthly budget, or I can move it to a new book, a brand new book that creates it at that point, or I can pick from any other workbook that I have open currently on my system. So I can grab the other workbook, I can tell it where to move that to, whether I want to move it before a specific sheet or move it to the end of the workbook, whatever I want to do, and you have the option to copy. Right there. So you can do it within the one workbook, just click and drag, control click and drag, or you can right click, use the move or copy command, and you got all your options right there, and it'll allow you to move to other workbooks as well. So try this out. Okay? We want to keep our workbook pretty consistent, so make sure you keep the monthly budget. If you create copies of it, great, you can always delete them out. But don't move that one to another workbook. If you want to, make sure you save this one, and then you can scrap the old one or scrap the other one if you'd like to. But make sure you keep the monthly budget because we're going to keep building this thing and we're going to do some super fancy formatting coming up in some next lectures here. But get a feel for moving worksheets and copying worksheets, whether it's within the one workbook or within other workbooks.